Well, I must say that the shortbread was very nice.
Thank you. In the end, and you had one very large piece, didn't you? Really liked it. On cue. So this is Welsh Tea Bread. Not take 2, part 2. This is in homage to everyone in Wales who will be going into lockdown this evening in the south of Wales, including the place we were going to go on our little 3-day jaunt, and also your daughters and my godson, who are currently students and they're going to be locked down. So this is for all of you. I'm not even going to say it's a proper one, because there'll probably be various people saying, oh, it's not like I make it, but this is kind of my version of it. Right, so yesterday, much to John's moaning, because he thought he was getting this yesterday, not shortbread, but he got shortbread. This is currants, no it's not, it's raisins and sultanas, and a few out of date dates, which have... What?
Prunes, weren't they?
Prunes, not dates, yes, prunes. Well done, sorry, you weren't listening. Which were steeped in about half a pint of strong tea and about 100 grams of dark brown muscovado sugar. So that's made all my fruit plump overnight. Look at all that. Look at all plump fruit in that lovely syrupy tea mixture. Okay, so now all we do is add a couple of eggs to this mixture. All right. So just break them straight into the sugar. So you see there's no fat in this at all. This is purely a fat-free tea bread. Apart from the yolk, obviously, in the egg, which has got fat in it, but no butter. So stir this all together, make sure it's all well mixed in, and then very simply, because this really is honestly one of the most simple things to put together, you toss that into 250 grams of self-raising flour and 1 teaspoon of mixed spice. Just a teaspoon, not too much, just give us a little hint.
Is that the same as allspice?
No, it's completely different. Allspice is one berry, okay? That's a mixture of different spices. I can't read them because I haven't got my glasses on. Oh wait, hold on, do you want me to tell you what's in mixed spice? Are you interested, John? Not really. Let me tell you now. Cinnamon, coriander seeds, nutmeg, whole cloves, pimento and ginger. Okay? Right, so plonk that into that. Plonky, plonky, plonks. Stirry, stirry, stir. And then bungy, bungy, bung into this and shovey, shovey, shove into the oven. Okay, it's as easy as that.
15 minutes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I know, I'm hurrying because we've got a pork dish to do after this, haven't we? All right, so well, you just cut now, come back when I'm stirred and put in. As you can see, my lovely, I have popped it into my 1 pound, well, it's just a bit more than that, it's about 900 gram tin, okay? It'll go up to about there when it rises, and it'll go slightly darker as well. Now it takes about an hour in the oven, maybe just a little bit more, at 180 degrees. So just when you get to about 50 minutes, just go in and just press the middle, because the middle will be the last bit that cooks, so just press it. If it's still giving way, a little bit longer. So you just got to judge it until it's all firm, all right? Now I'm going to do a nice autumnal spicy pork casserole. What do you think? What's up for tonight? So you've just shown everyone, haven't you, what we've got? We've got these wonderful squash. We've got some shiitake mushrooms. Mushrooms, obviously, this time of year are in ample supply. These generally are used for Oriental dishes, but I think they give a beautiful flavour and texture, and they hold their shape really well. Peppers, carrots, onion, garlic.
Where are the carrots?
I haven't got carrots. I meant leek. Green and orange. We've got some chorizo. And I know this looks like something Winnie did, but it's not. This is ndula, which is I can never pronounce it, ndula. Anyway, it's a not salami, it's a chorizo salami type thing, which is a paste. Very spicy, and that's going to give a lovely base flavour to the casserole. And I got some oregano and some fennel seeds as well. I think it'll be really nice, this. I'm literally just throwing it together with what we've got in the fridge and the freezer. So this has been in the freezer for a little while. This is pork leg. And I've given it a really good brown because it's so important with pork. It's a bit of a flaccid looking meat, a bit pale and a bit raw. But if you give it a bit of colour like this, not only is it going to give it flavour, it's actually going to give the whole casserole a much nicer colour as well. Oh, and tomatoes. I'm going to use some tinned tomatoes in there as well. Right? So, if I take these off and put them onto the plate while I cut up the veggies, which you don't need to actually film quickly because it's going to take me a little while.
And also because I'm going to be cutting them up.
Yeah, and also because you're going to be cutting up. You can't do the camera and cut that squash up because I've got a bad wrist.
So it's the wrist today,
It's the wrist today, yeah.
not the shoulder or the neck.
Knee's okay. It's the wrist because of my crochet and my little ganglion there from the crochet.
Can you manage to go and get some tin of tomatoes then?
I can do that
Yeah?
because that's my knee and that's fine.
Okay.
I can walk to the shed.
Well,
and get them.
you do that and I'll cut up your
Okay.
veg.
Alrighty, thank you. There we go. Right, I've cut up the chorizo. That's going into the same pan that I just put the pork in. And also some of this. This is the, I can never pronounce it. This is the paste. Okay, nuja, I think it is. Anyway, it's like a paste. And it's all soft. And if you just fry it, it just permeates the whole flavour of the casserole. It's just going to give this really lovely, spicy, meaty hit. It's really delicious. This one actually has quite a kick. They come with lots of different levels of spice and heat in them. This one is a corker. You very kindly did my squash for me. Thank you for that. And I've done all the other veggies as well. So we're just going to fry these off. And then I'm going to start adding all the veggies. And then I'm going to put it all together in a casserole and then bung it on top of the stove and leave it for a couple of hours to simmer. So as this is frying, come back. You smell that spice coming off there. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Oh, scrummy. Right, leeks go in. Leeks and the onion. This is all going to have a little fry together. And the garlic. I've sliced the garlic. I haven't crushed it. I've just done little thin slices of it. It'll be quite nice. In there. And then peppers. Just some red peppers. You can do red or yellow. Don't do green. I kind of think this is all kind of, all these colours are autumnal, aren't they? So we put a green in there. I know we've got green leek. We put green pepper in. Don't think it quite works. And again, just cook this down. So we're going to give this about 5-10 minutes. If it looks like it's a little bit dry, it's getting a bit hot, just add a tiny bit of water just to help sort of cook it down and steam it. Okay, so they've just cooked down. I'm going to just sprinkle over a little bit of oregano over the top. It's dried. We've got fresh, great, but just a bit of dried is nothing wrong with that at all. And also some fennel seeds. Okay, about a teaspoon, because they go beautifully with pork and they just to make the dish even more scrumptious. Now, squash. Butternut squash is fine. These are a different squash we got from New McDonald's farm, the Mac shed, a couple of weeks ago. They're still looking beautiful. I kind of had them as decoration and we're eating them. So they're going in. They are quite difficult to peel. If you want to just roast them, I'm sure that would just be a lot easier. But anyway, I'm keeping them in big chunks because I want this to all be big, chunky, lovely colours. And I'm going to do the same with the mushrooms as well. Okay, so they're staying whole. That. I did cut one in half, but they're just staying whole. And then these. Now these are these fab tomatoes. Right, get yourself to Aldi. I am not paid by Aldi to say this, but Anna May, my lovely friend who I judge with, she said you've got to try these tomatoes in Aldi for 28p, okay? 28p. So we've got how many trays? 4 trays stacked out the back there. Every time I go there, I buy them. What's so lovely about them is the actual tomatoes, great, but the sauce that's around the tomatoes, or the juice, is like passata. Look how thick it is. So you don't always get that with tinned tomatoes. You usually get a really sort of runny juice. This is really thick. So there's this beautiful, and they've got so much flavour as well. I've been using them in for pizza bases all summer. Look how thick that is.
So your hoarding isn't pasta or loo roll, it's tinned tomatoes.
Tinned tomatoes. And, you know, I actually didn't want to say anything today because I don't want to be able to have to go to Aldi and then find they've all gone. Because that would be a tragedy. So yes, only buy them, but you allow 1 tin and I get a tray. Alright, stir this all together. Now, just a little bit of stock. Goes in just veggie stock. There's nothing posh, didn't make it. I'm going to bring this up to the boil. Then I'm going to put it into that big pan over there. Might add another tin of tomatoes. Bit of salt, little bit of pepper, and I'm going to bung it on top of the stove and leave for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours of very slowly cooking. Or you can do it in the oven, but in the oven I've got that barra breath, so I can't put it in as well. And that's it really. So come back when I'm just transferring it over, and then I shall say goodbye to you, and the next time you see after that, it'll be a beautiful casserole. In the big casserole, I forgot to say, put the pork back in. That goes back in as well, and any juice off the plate. All got flavour to it, don't lose that. Stir that in, lid on, and cook. This has had an hour, and I've just taken it out. It's absolutely perfectly cooked. Look at that, beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous tea bread. Now, this is also for my lovely friend Claire, who's locked down in Wales. Been locked down most of the year, actually, bless her. So Claire, I would like to be having a slice of this and a cup of tea with you right now, sweetheart, but we'll have to wait a little bit longer. Anyway, we're going to have to wait 2 days longer as well, because you tend to wrap this up, store it, 'cause it's much better in 2 days' time. Not right now. Are you ready? Are you ready? 1, 3. Oh, look at that. Oh my giddy aunt, that smells amazing. So that's cooked, so I think that's been cooking for about 3 hours. And let's have a look at a bit of pork. Yeah, the pork, look at that, just falling apart, that pork. A little bit over there. And you've got big chunks of the butternut squash, all those mushrooms, tomatoes, thick, gorgeous. It smells amazing. It smells kind of, you've got lots of different flavours there mixed up, but I'm just wondering if you've got a bit of the heat from the Winnie Pooh. Nuja, whatever it's called, and of course the chorizo. Oh, that heat just right on the back. God, that's so good. It's rich, tomatoey gorgeousn's. Let me try a bit of this pork, because of course you're gonna have those lovely chunks of chorizo in there as well. I'm just going to do one big bit. I think hot. Oh, it's so good. That pork's so tender. Honestly, John, supper, yum, yum, yum. Mashed potato? Mashed potato.
I think it has to be mashed potato.
Yeah, mashed potato, so it soaks up all of those delicious flavours as well. Autumn pork casserole. With all the colours and the flavours of this time of year. Scrumptious.